So in the second part of the video, we'll be discussing the question number 1. Right, so we in the first video have already discussed the question number 2, that is Presi. Now I'll be talking about the question number 1 that was based on essay writing. So let's see. Now let us recap a few things, because you have to memorize these things, you have to keep these things in your mind while attempting the essay question. See, I had told you that essay topic can be of two types. One can be question based topic and one can be a standalone topic, that is a non-question based topic or a general topic. Fine. Now a topic which is based on a question, right, such as how can internet banking be spread in India, what are the challenges in moving towards a largely cashless economy in India, Lodha panel recommendations, can they apply to all sports bodies, EVM controversy, electronic voting machines, are EC responses, election commission responses enough? Now when we talk about these question based topics, the structure framing is relatively simpler as compared to statement based topics or general topics in which the topic is not involving a direct question. For example, demonetization and cashless economy, impact of GST on common man, media is one of the strongest pillars of democracy, role of RBI in controlling inflation, and so on. Now we can see that in these topics there is no question, so you have to frame the thought framework or the structure on your own using the WWHCS framework. Why of the topic, what of the topic, how of the topic, challenges of the topic, and the corresponding solutions of the topic. Now when we talk about a question based topic, the framing of the structure is easy, right? And when we talk about a statement based topic, the framing of the structure is a bit tedious. It is not very difficult, but it is a bit tedious because you have to use the framework and you have to select the questions that you are going to ask in the framework using this framework. Fine. Now let's come to the topics. The first topic was financial inclusion. Has India succeeded? Please be very clear that before you start writing the essay, you have to frame the thought framework. This was also mentioned in the paper that first of all you have to write the thought framework and then you have to answer the given questions in the thought framework, right, which you have already framed. Now the problem that you guys are facing, I have got a lot of calls and emails and I have also dealt with these queries, is that you most of the times you pay more emphasis on the introduction. You do not make the entire thought framework. You just lay more emphasis on introduction first and you spend a lot of time in deciding that what kind of introduction should we have, right? Now once you have 2-3 alternatives, like I can start like this, I can start like this, I can start like this, most of the time is lost. You'll end up losing a lot of time. Then you enter into a panic state and then things start getting out of hand. This is not the right way to approach an essay. Now what you have to do? See, first of all, make the thought framework. Forget about the introduction. Forget about how are you going to start, what kind of words are you going to use, are you going to start with a quotation, are you going to start with some paragraph from the economic survey, are you going to start from some paragraph you read in the newspaper? Forget about that. Just simply frame the thought framework. Once you practice the art of writing a good thought framework, all the subsequent steps will automatically follow, right? So the first step is that you have to make the thought framework. The second step is that you have to allocate the words among the different questions in the thought framework. So if you are giving maybe if you are writing 4 questions, say question number 1, question number 2, 3 and 4 in a question based topic, for example, and you are writing 4 questions in the thought framework, you have to allocate words out of the total words. Say the total words are 250 words, you have to allocate the words among these 4 questions. Say I allocate 50 words to question 1, 50 words to question 2, 100 words to question 3 and again 50 words to question 4. The total words is 250. Fine, I'm just taking a rough example. Once you have allocated the words, then the third step is to fill those words. Now you know that if you are starting with the introduction of 50 words, you have to fit that introduction in the 50 words only, right? If you follow a bottom-up approach, that if you start with the introduction and then you are making the thought framework, then what will happen is maybe your introduction will run into 100 words. Now once you have written 100 words, you are left with just 150 words. Now you are panicking that how can I complete the rest of the part in 150 words and I've still not started with the actual topic. So that is the problem. So follow this strategy. First of all, make the thought framework, then allocate the words, and then fill out the words. Fine. Practice will make you perfect. Please remember this. You will not learn this trick in just one essay. You will not learn this trick over maybe 5 essays. Keep writing essays. Every alternate day, keep writing just one essay. One essay, I'm asking, just one. Every alternate day. Right? And use this strategy. If you have any better alternative, better strategy, use that. Not an issue. I'm not dictating things that you have to use this only. But if you are totally blank about essay, then this strategy can help you a lot. Let's exemplify using this topic. Now, if the topic is financial inclusion, has India succeeded? There is a question-based topic. Right. So directly when you read this topic a few times, when you go through the topic a few times, these questions should start cropping up in your mind that the topic is asking me to show or prove that how far has India succeeded. See, the answer to such questions cannot be a pure yes or a pure no. That yes, 100% India has succeeded in financial inclusion, and no, 0% India has not succeeded at all in fostering financial inclusion. This cannot be the case. So it can only be talked in terms of the degree or the extent to which the financial inclusion has been achieved in India. So partially yes, partially no. So your essay should reflect that how far India has succeeded. Right? But if you start writing from this point itself that India has done these things and so we can say India has done well, India has not been able to do these things, and then we say that India has not been able to do well, that will not be a good essay. You will have to start with some other thing. You will have to bring the context or the actual question into the previous questions. So we can start with this question, why? That why is financial inclusion needed with special reference to India? That what is the need for financial inclusion? Why do we talk so much about financial inclusion? What's so big about it? What will it lead to? How will it affect the economy? How will it affect the common man? How will it bring a change in the lives of the poor? Why is it needed? Then what steps have been taken to bring about financial inclusion in India? Now when we talk about these steps, it automatically shows that we have not been able to achieve all the steps or implement all the steps in toto, but we have taken certain steps. Then automatically the third question becomes that have those steps been enough? Are those steps enough? Have those steps succeeded in fostering financial inclusion? Partially yes, partially no. Now these two questions basically are the main questions that have to be answered according to the question based topic. Question number 2 and question number 3. Now once you talk about that whether those steps are enough or not, obviously there will be some challenges, implementational challenges, design challenges, structural challenges, economic challenges, challenges for fund, right? Then there can be some solutions. Now your maximum words should be allocated to these 2 points. Maximum words will come here. 150 words should come here only. Question number 2 and question number 3. Even if you are left with less words to write these things, you can skip these things. But these 3 questions are important. These 2 are the most important. Please keep this in mind. Let's move to the second topic. Now the second topic was increasing tension at the Indian borders or the borders. What alternatives does India have? Kindly go through the topic at least 3 to 4 times, 5 times. Read the topic again and again. Increasing tension at the borders. It shows that the tension is increasing, first of all. Right? There must be a scenario in the past that the tension was less. Now the tension has gone up. Right? So the tension is increasing at the borders. In such a scenario in which the tension is increasing at the international borders, what alternatives does India have to tackle the situation? This is the complete topic. Again, a question based topic. Now the first question that can be asked is that what is the current scenario at the borders, which means that how can you say that the tension is increasing? You have to substantiate, or you can start with the context. You will give a context that this has happened and we can say that the tension is increasing, and that is why we have to look at alternatives. And please keep in mind that we are obsessed with Pakistan. Don't just talk about Pakistan, talk about China as well. Right? Talk about other nations as well. India shares its boundary with so many nations. You can talk about other international borders as well. But be very brief, because this is not the main question. These are the main questions. These questions. That there must be some Indian strategy which India is using currently. but in the case of increasing tension, that strategy may not be good or may not be working. So India should look at alternatives. So what is the current strategy and what other alternatives does India have? These are the main questions which should be devoted the maximum number of words. Then automatically the next question becomes, what are the challenges in implementing following those alternatives and what can be the best possible solution? If you are left with no words, you can skip these questions. You can directly come to the conclusion based on the 4 styles which I've already taught you. There can be different styles, right? You can question the topic, you can give a quotation, right? All those things. So you can skip these questions, but these 2 questions are the most important, that what is the current Indian strategy and what alternatives does India have, not just particularly about Pakistan but also about other nations as well with which India shares the international borders. Let's see the next topic. Ease of doing business, why is India stuck? Read the topic 3 to 4 times. Ease of doing business, why is India stuck? The topic is telling me that India is stuck. It is a fact. The topic is stating this as a matter of fact, that India is stuck. You just tell me the reasons that why India is stuck. It is not asking you that whether India is stuck, right? It is not asking you that कि नहीं stuck है भी है कि नहीं है, कि you don't think that India is stuck, India is doing very well. No, they are not asking that. They are telling you that India is stuck and they are asking you the reasons that why is India stuck, in terms of what? In terms of the ease of doing business. So you can start with that what is understood by ease of doing business. Once you write down the dimensions or the parameters of ease of doing business, then you can compare those parameters, or you can tell the current scenario of India with respect to those parameters. Then this is the main question, that what are the reasons behind such a scenario that India is performing so bad or it is not performing so well on those parameters. Why is India stuck? This is the main question. Although all these are logically flowing, then what are the solutions? Next topic is, should India have UBI? Most of the aspirants who have submitted the sheet, they have written on this topic only. Maybe because I had discussed this topic in some previous video. Chalo. So, should India have UBI? Read the topic 4 to 5 times. Should India have UBI? Yes, I think India should have UBI. No, I don't think India should have UBI. Yes, I think India should have UBI because I think these are the advantages or pros of UBI. No, I don't think UBI will work in India because these are the cons or bottlenecks in the implementation of UBI. Write both. Write both. What is UBI? Why does India need UBI? These 2 questions will intermingle. Once you talk about what is UBI, automatically this will come that India needs UBI because the current scenario is such that there are leakages, there is inclusion error, there is exclusion error, right? We are not taking the people as citizens. We are just giving them food, or we are giving them LPG, or we are giving them kerosene and all, right? We are giving them food under PDS and all. We are not treating them as citizens. We are not thinking that they are capable enough to take their own decisions regarding what they want to do with the money, right? The principal agent problem. What is the rationale behind UBI? What is the rationale behind UBI? What are the challenges associated with UBI? When you're talking about the second question, you will be talking about the positives. Because why does India need UBI? You will be telling that the current scenario is such and UBI will lead to such a scenario. That is, you will be talking about the pros of UBI here, right? Partially yes. And when you talk about the challenges associated with UBI, you will be talking about the negatives or the cons of UBI. So should India have UBI? You will not be able to state that partially yes, you will not be able to state in a complete 100% yes or a complete 100% no. It will be partial. That if India is able to address these challenges, then yes, UBI can work. But if India is not able to address these challenges, then maybe UBI is not such a good idea. Right? Keep this in mind. This is the thought framework. Maximum words will come here on these 2 questions. Now you will be getting your evaluated copies by the 4th of June. Right? By the 4th of June, it will be mailed to you. Kindly go through the mistakes and please be very serious while attempting the paper. Don't take it as an actual examination, that you are sitting for the RBI actual examination. Most of you have written in such a casual fashion that well, it seems very unlikely that you will fetch good marks if you write in such a fashion in the original paper, in the actual paper. Don't do that, please. In the next paper, please be very serious. Follow all the rules, follow all the strategies, follow the thought framework, make a good thought framework. Then allocate words to the framework. Then fit in the words. Thank you so much.